Hey everyone, welcome back to the All About the Tea channel. It's your girl Monica, along with my fabulous co-hosts. Oh my God, YouTube extraordinaire, TV show host, quintessential classic man, Mr. DJ Richie
Hey,
Sky.
what's
Hey
going on, y'all?
boo.
Hey,
Hey boo. All right, Amir is supposed to be joining us as well. He's running a little behind, so he should be here shortly. Buffie and Monique won't be joining us today. I want y'all to pray, send Buffie positive thoughts and prayers. She's dealing with a sick family member right now. And Monique is, booked and busy. Monique's all over the place. She's doing
okay.
E-News. E-News. So we're going to go ahead and just get started. Oh, here's Amir, right on time. Okay. There he is. Hey, boo. Hey, Amir.
Sorry, I was having internet issues, as is the usual. Hi.
Hey.
Aren't we all? Okay.
I'm so sorry. I literally had someone here trying to fix it, and it's still doing things.
Still spotty. It might be StreamYard, too, because StreamYard's been acting up a lot lately. Have you noticed that, Richie?
I don't know, but I told you earlier, my whole live was like, it went down because Zoom decided to make an update on my computer, and my entire computer just said right in the middle of my live. I was so mad.
That's why I'm scared to install. Like when they go, do you want to install Zoom? Nope. I will go to the web link directly. No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, y'all, teacups. Today we are reviewing Roa Reunion Part 2. Drew Sidora's lesbian fling was exposed, and Kandi's not innocent in all of this mess. Why don't we go ahead and get into it?
A website called All About the Tea.
He told all about the tea that during the fight.
They said you did a good recovery, Richie, in the comment section.
You know what I did? I remembered you had done it from your phone.
Right.
And so I said, and when I looked on it, I was like, the live's still going. Okay, let me jump back on.
Right. See, smart. See, that's how, listen, okay? Richie's like me. We're like, you know what? Push through. Just got to do what you got to do.
It's going to happen one way or another.
It's going to happen.
I mean, you got to do it. I did it on my phone. When I was on Monique Samuel's show, I got thrown out 15 times, y'all. I felt so bad. I was so mortified. Every time I came back, I was like, let me just say my thought before it throws me off. So I had to do it on my phone. I will not be asked back.
Do what we got to do. I highly doubt that, Amir. That was probably entertaining within itself.
I'm sure it was. You're so sweet.
So we weren't here last week. Reunion Part 1 for me was lackluster. Just a brief synopsis. The ladies revisited the season's hottest moments. Drew and Kenya hashed out an online feud where Kenya retweeted someone attacking Drew's parenting. She did apologize eventually for doing that. Portia's activism was highlighted, and Ralph finally addressed who or what was in Tampa. Nobody. It was a dud. Do we even want to talk about it? Richie, you want to talk about Part 1 real quick? Just give your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I really feel like not a lot really happened. In terms of Ralph, I don't believe anything that he had to say about the Tampa trip. I just don't. I mean, I just feel like if there was really nothing to tell, then you would have easily let her know that well ahead of time. She should have known, that's your wife. She should know where you are. Even if you're upset, you also have to be responsible enough in your marriage to say, hey, I need just some time away. I am here in Tampa. Here's where I'm staying at. If you need me, this is where you can reach me. Because it's not just about you as an individual. It's also about, just making sure that the business of the marriage is still able to function. And who knows what could have happened while he was away. She still had her foot hurting or whatever she had done with her Achilles. So there was things still going on, and he just dipped. I didn't like that.
Well, for me, he said he wanted to be near the water, but he passed like 10 beaches to get there. Like, make it make sense. Very well said, Richie. You always put things in a very professional way. I like the way you put that together. The business of marriage. He should have been absolutely. Amir, what were your thoughts on part one? Did you even watch it?
That's a great question. Did I even watch it? That was good. I mean, I watched like little parts of it, but it was so boring. But I think sometimes when the reunion is like boring like that, it kind of reflects the whole season, right? We were kind of bored, like things were not that exciting. And they tried to do this whole like dungeon theme and get us excited about the outfits. But I was like, we need y'all to bring it. Like, again, I felt like Kandi was there out of a business responsibility. Like, it just felt like everyone was phoning it in. Like, I don't know. It's like,
they should have just zoomed in and called it a day.
Exactly.
Talk about. I mean, it's like they're grasping for straws, Drew's so desperate. Kenya's like so over it. Kandi's like, yeah, I'm on the clock. It's just so ridiculous. So we're moving right along to part two. Up first is Drew versus LaToya. They rehash what started their beef, and it was all about a wig named Drew Isha. Drew posted photos online of the tracks in Kenya Moore's weave to prove she's a fraud. Okay, and she tagged Kenya Moore hair care. Can't do that now, okay? Kenya had a heart attack. Kenya resents being brought into their LaToya and Drew's wig battle. Drew and LaToya both love trading jabs. Talking about the husbands. Okay, Drew wanted LaToya to have a one-way ticket to Chi-Town. She wanted to kick her ass. Drew thought they had synergy at one point, and that all went to hell in a handbasket pretty fast. What are your thoughts, Richie?
Didn't you love how Kenya inserted herself and made it about her?
Doesn't she always, though? Isn't that her quintessential Kenya?
To me, that was the highlight of the argument. I was like, no, wait. You jumped in and you made it about yourself? Oh, okay, okay. I just felt like, and I think I said this earlier, I just feel like, Kenya, she can dish it, but she really can't take it. They all know that her hair and her weaves are going to be her sore spot. And so that's the easy target for anybody who's going to say anything about her. And so clearly, if there's a photo out there where we can see the seam of the weave, then, someone's going to use it at some point or another. But that's not really knocking her business to me, because Kenya could easily turn that around and say, well, you know what? Now I'm selling wigs and weaves too. You can fix your edges and the back of your hairline. I got you both ways, boo. To me, it's like, okay, turn that around. Let's make it into something, right?
Yeah, turn a negative. But so the thing is, she's built her brand off of growing your natural hair, and using her own head and her real hair from her scalp as the basis of, her marketing, her brand. So I can see where that could be harmful, but Kenya's full of shit. I mean, Shamia called it out a long time ago. Was it Marlo that there was water in the hair products? I
remember that.
You can drink it. I mean, does anybody take that shit seriously? Really? T-Ness, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Monica, Richie, and Amir. Happy Monday. Love y'all. We love you too. Amir, was it shade? I just love how Kenya made it all about her.
She's like the kind of person that would come and be a witness to an accident, and then like a car accident, and then say that she hurt her neck. And you're like, did you? You weren't in it, girl. You weren't in it, girl. So I don't know. She's too much for me. She's too much for me. I mean, listen, I don't know if y'all saw that. It was her, Brandy Glanville, and Candace that were on the reunion show on Netflix. That whole little episode of all three of them was more interesting than the entire season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. So I don't know. Go watch that instead of watching this whole season. It's been so boring. Like nothing's happening. Like it's just, and Grace Turner said Bravo is purposely sinking RHOA. They damn well know a part one or one part reunion would have been enough, sufficient. Which is true, which would have been sufficient. Like honestly, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think they're purposely just trying to cancel it? Like with all the Nene drama, and do you think they're just like, we're over it? What do y'all think? That's a good
What do you think,
conspiracy
Richie?
thing.
I can't see them doing that because it's the money involved and
I
stuff.
think that
but
they're gonna milk Real Housewives of Atlanta until
the wheels
the well
fall.
is dry. Okay.
Mm.
Mostly because of where, it used to be the number one housewives show on the network, and now that belongs to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, from my understanding. So I think that they feel like it probably has enough juice in the ratings to continue on, even if it's on a little bit of a decline right now. Well, a lot of a decline right now, I should say.
I think like everything's being remeasured. They really can't compare to what it used to be. It's glory days, 4 million people tuning in. They're looking at through a different lens now. Advertisers are paying less. So it's a different scale now for the show. But listen, it's like a marriage that's gone bad. Let that shit go. Let it go. I hate when people hold on to stuff until it gets so bad and you're going out, on a bad note. You're going out really, really, really bad. Go out on a high note. It's the end of the road for me. I don't know. People keep saying, well, Nene can bring it back. Phaedra can bring it back. I don't know. I really don't know at this point. Maybe. I don't know. Shay D, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate the British pounds. Hey, Monica, Amir, and DJ Richie, sending love from Great Britain. I think Roa needs to have a break like OC. The well is dry for me. All right, listen. People are talking. Kenya and LaToya drag us through their girl crush stage of their relationship. How cute. Right, Richie. Exactly. Portia and LaToya's scissoring session at the bachelorette party is shown again. Well, it's brought up again. There was no denying. I mean, they both admitted. Toya said she straddled her. And didn't she say, because I played it back a few times, did she say that Portia came on her? Is that what she said? Is that what she said? Because I rewinded a few times, Richie, because I know you catch things really well. She goes, I straddled her, and then she came, or what did she say?
Oh,
you know what? I actually kind of turned my head a little bit, not because I was disgusted or anything like that. I just wasn't interested in the dynamics of whatever they were doing because I didn't understand it. All I know is I saw y'all kissing. All this little explanation about what y'all did you go down or did you not? Okay. Give me that clear answer. And because nobody was giving me a clear answer, I just started to fade out a little bit.
They definitely did. I mean, Portia said, come here and eat the coochie. I mean, and she did, there's no denying that there was some sort of sexual activity, but so they bring that up again and everyone's like, okay, here we go again. Shout out to Schoolboy and Bishop in the chat. Hey, how y'all doing? Love y'all. That's the nightly teacup of fillets. We'll be back tonight. Yes. Talking Shakana and Tiny and that mess down in Atlanta. That's the stuff. That's the exciting stuff that's going on.
I saw that yesterday.
Yeah. I was happy that I was redeemed because a week ago, I told you guys about this already. A week ago, I spoke to Shakana on the phone. She cussed me out. She cussed me out, but she told me a week ago that Tiny had put her up to doing that. And that Tiny was in the room and I reported a week ago. So it was a little nice to get a little redemption there. So here we go. Back to this mess. LaToya was grabbing Bolo's badonkadonk for dear life. Kenya was resentful of Toya and Portia going down on each other. I mean, I guess Toya's hers. Who knows what the hell's going on? She did not think that Toya had her back in South Carolina. And when Drew and the others came for her, what were your thoughts on that little package right there?
Kenya had called BS on LaToya's, no, let me take it back before I go there. I want to say that it's interesting that she was mad at LaToya for not having her back, but it was actually Cynthia and Kandi, who she's the closest to, who really came at her outside of Drew, who really came at her about her double standards. So why wasn't she mad at them?
Yeah, she kisses their ass.
That was my
and that's why
question.
it's fake outrage. It's fake outrage. These girls don't even know you. Why would you want them to have your back? They're new, right? Good question. Good question, Richie. You notice everything. Amir, what were your thoughts?
I agree. I mean, I agree with Richie because you can't expect the new girls to really like kind of ride or die for you when you kind of show up late and didn't really put a lot into their friendship. So I part of me is like, you're just with Shamia all the time. And Shamia is the one that always defends her. So why is she expecting them to do it? And I felt like Kandi was the worst because the whole, conversation she had with Don Juan, she basically said Portia did it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was not great. But I think that Portia's scared to kind of confront Kandi because they're in a good place. So she's just like, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to kind of accept anything she does and then kind of blame. Again, Kenya was wrong. But honestly, if she didn't tell us what was going on, we wouldn't know anything. So, I mean, I was kind of annoyed at her, but honestly, like they are on a show. We need to know what's going on. Like seeing little snippets from like a side profile or through like a blinds is not enough for the viewer.
Right. Just voices, right? And subtitles is not working.
Yeah.
We want to see the action.
Right.
We want the cameras in there. We want to see everything. To be Black Native. Thank you so much for the generous super chat.
Ooh.
That was really way too much info for me, to be honest. Love you, Monica, Amir, and grandson Richie. Hugs and kisses. Hugs and kisses to you. Thank you. Oh, I'm just so checked out. Bolo, this discussion about Bolo again, Kandi, and watching everybody go down on each other, then coming back, cut the cameras. But the next day, girl, did you hear what happened last night? She's telling everything. So moving right along.
But Monica also, like, I don't know if y'all have been watching like Jersey. It's just, or like even Summer House. Those shows are so much more entertaining that like it just makes it look worse. Like if Atlanta was on its own, I'd be like, okay, it's okay. But when there's other shows that are just like so much better and have so much more drama that I'm like, why am I even watching this?
Right. I'm watching The Circle. Is that on Netflix?
Oh, I love The Circle.
Is it on Netflix?
I'm on it.
So I don't know. I just be on my TV. I don't know how to get on it, but it's just, I like The Circle. To me, it's so reminiscent of old school Real World. It reminds me of the Real World.
Totally.
Yes. So I like The Circle. We can get down to something like that. I might start watching again. Who knows?
It's good.
It is. Y'all need to check that out on Netflix. It's called The Circle.
Mm-hmm.
So Kenya then goes in on Toya for sharing her private business with the ladies and thinks that Drew was groomed by Portia. She claims she was really kind and welcoming to Drew when she first came on the show. Kandi gets asked about sharing the dirt on Bolo with Don Juan. She should have been called out on that one big time. But Kandi gets a huge pass for that one. They really didn't go in on her for talking. They talked about it. They showed that package. But to me, everyone let her slide. Like, it is what it is. Richie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Kandi got away with that one big time. LaToya did. I thought it was good that she pointed that out. She had pointed out before, I think maybe on her Speak On It with LaToya, I think. But I do felt like that was a glossed over point because Kandi kind of made it so that it was glossed over. She was like, well, it wasn't, right for me to say it, but it definitely wasn't right for you to say it. So she kind of put it back on LaToya. And I just kind of felt like, oh, this is such an easy pass for that. But I felt like that should have been more of a discussion.
Absolutely. I think personally, Kenya is afraid of Kandi. I was actually shocked and then we'll get to that, when she dissed her about her parenting. It's like, oh, you chose dick over your child. I was like, wait a minute now. Whoo, you better watch it. Tread lightly.
I can't wait to talk about that. I cannot wait.
Tread lightly, Kenya, but I was shocked. I really was. Okay, so moving right along, we are now joined by Marlo, who had lipo. She looks great. And Shamia. And to me, but Marlo was dressed for Sue's Rendezvous. Y'all know what Sue's Rendezvous is?
What's that?
It's like the famous, it's like the best hood strip club in every like major, urban.
Like P Valley? Is it like P Valley?
Right, exactly.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Exactly, P Valley. Okay. Sue's Rendezvous. Go to any urban city, you'll find a Sue's Rendezvous strip club.
Monica, you know what she looked like? Did y'all see those pandemic strip clubs where people were driving through? It like she looked like one of those pandemic strip clubs where it's just that outfit and that plastic. It was like PVC pipe in the middle. Ooh, not good. No.
What? Drive-through strip clubs?
Oh, you didn't see that? Look it up. Look it up.
I saw it.
Oh, it's great. They have like shields. They have like they hold their own shield and dance. It's amazing.
They will make a way. That is so funny. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Mm-hmm.
And Shamia said she was channeling Diana Ross, I guess, or thought she was. Okay. Shamia calls out Marlo on her plastic surgery. Marlo's still claiming she had a back injury and not lipo before the NOLA trip. She does admit to liposuction afterwards. So what are your thoughts on that? You know, Shamia immediately went in. She's like, you know, you look nice, you know, using your boys as an excuse for a back injury when you really had lipo.
I don't think she's lying. She's never lied about her plastic surgery. Why? First of all, if you got lipo, my uncle's a plastic surgeon. I've seen people get lipo. If you really got lipo, you can't sit on a bus and you cannot walk around. So Shamia's talking out of her left side of her mouth. So I think she really hurt her back because lipo's actually, I know a lot of people get it, but I've seen it done. It's pretty intensive. Like it's a pretty intense surgery almost because they put in a tube and they're shaking your body. Like it's intense. Like you're not gonna be able to just walk around after. So I just kind of, and I feel like Shamia, like, why are you even on the show where I feel like you're always judging everyone? Like you're almost thinking you're better. I'm like, boo, you're on the show. Like she's kind of pulling like a Sutton. Like remember when Sutton was first on it, she kind of was like judging everyone. And then now in the trailer, we see her kind of like getting involved in the drama. I'm like, stop judging people if you're going to be on a show. Like, you know what you signed up for. I don't know. I think Shamia is kind of annoying in that way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Why are they all there though? They all annoy me. I know I need to stop thinking this way. I have to get excited about this show, but it's like, forget about Shamia. I mean, Marlo, Portia, all of them. I will say this though. Kenya looked the best to me. She looked very classy. She looked rich. She looked extravagant. I loved the hair, the earrings. Everything complimented her so well. Marcella, my love, thank you so much for the super chat, sis.
Is it our Marcella? Is it ours?
Yeah. Your
Hi, my
favorite,
darling.
Your favorite Marcella.
Hi, my darling. She is so cute, and she was posting all about. Oh yeah, by the way, congrats on the 100K. All about the tea. But Marcella was so cute posting about that. She is so sweet.
Isn't she amazing? She made that video dancing, twerking.
She's too much. She's so sweet. She's just
love her.
a lot.
I
love it.
Thank you, sister. We appreciate you. Yes, go ahead and hit that like button.
Like the button.
We appreciate the likes. We appreciate the likes. Thank you. And Richie, you're here. I just want to say publicly, thank you. Thank you, Amir. Thank you to the nightly panel and the teacups, right? Thank you all for making that happen. I told y'all how Richie just pours love. He poured love into me when I first got on these YouTube streets, and just trust me, it's treacherous out here. It's dangerous out here in these YouTube streets. Okay?
It is
dangerous. Listen, no one warned me. I was hiding behind the blog all this time. No one, you could just write an article, put it out. People still try to come for you, but not like YouTube, child. Woo!
They come for you. I posted a video. It wasn't even about me. And the comments were so intense. I was like, and I'm used to like a lot of hate from TikTok, but YouTube's a whole different level. They're like, your mama hates you. I'm like, all right. All right, y'all. Jesus.
It is just intense, but the love is intense too. I will say it balances each other out.
Yes,
the love we get from the teacups is amazing, and it couldn't happen without them, honestly and truthfully. But like I said, Richie poured a lot of love into me in the beginning. Always shouting me out on his channel, which I didn't pay him to do that. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that at all. He really didn't have to do that. And that's why he's so successful. You too, Amir. I mean, you're just such a lovely person. You're my brother. Your heart is just so big and so amazing. I love you both. Thank you.
You were there for me in a very dark time. We love you. And you were there for me in a way. You didn't even know me. And you were like on the phone with me with all that Michael B. Jordan mess. Like, I mean, and my own friends were like not there for me. So yeah, I really appreciate you. Yeah,
Thank
I really
you.
do. A lot of people were like, "Oh, you're so unprofessional," but you were there for me in a way that no one was. So I don't think I ever thanked you properly. So I'm gonna do it now.
Oh wow. I didn't even know that. I was just being myself.
But yourself
You're
was
so
exactly
sweet.
what I needed. I had to go private. Like I like literally was so depressed I couldn't leave my house for weeks. So yeah, it was a
People
really bad time.
suck. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, sweetheart.
It's okay. You're fine. I mean, it's not your fault. You were actually one of the reasons I left my house. So thank you for that.
Good. Praise God. Won't he do it? As they
Amen
say.
to that.
Won't he do it? All right. So Kandi talks about going off on Kenya and crying about her child because she was hungry in South Carolina. She was hangry. So don't mess with Candy's money.
Make a sandwich, girl. I'm over
Well,
her talking about food. Make a sandwich. Like eat some like cold pasta in the to-go box and just stop talking about food every second. I just can't.
The true Kandi comes out when she's not fed. You got to feed her. So Kenya then gets called out again over bringing Brooklyn to the bachelorette party in South Carolina. She then calls out Kandi for choosing dick in a box over her baby. Child.
Not dick in a box with that big Chanel girl.
Box. She blames it on production. She said, look, don't blame me. It was a production issue. Richie, what are your thoughts?
I was shocked. I mean, this was probably it was an understated moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was probably the best sort of 5 to 10 minutes of the episode to me. Because I felt like Kenya kind of owned Kandi in that moment.
Yes.
And Kenya didn't bite back at her or anything. She barely even got into her explanation of what it was. And I felt like Kenya kind of pulled back from it a little bit. And then Portia had to swoop in and explain that it was a production thing. And they thought that Kenya was going against the production grain. But I don't know if y'all happened to see the next little thing that happened when Andy asked a question from an audience member. And then Kandi kind of had to get buck with him for a second. And she told him, watch your tone. Yeah. That's what I was shocked about. To me, that little moment right there was the best part of the episode.
Because she know them viewer questions are fake. Shaniqua in Wisconsin don't exist. This is coming from Andy and his team. Okay, Andy and his team.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Andy and his team wanted to call Kandi out because I've said this before. Kandi is she's an absentee mother. I've said it before, and people have jumped down my throats. No, she's not. I said, yes, she is. Her own child called her out. Riley never said anything bad about Kandi. Yes, she has. And here you go. It was brought up on the reunion. Andy claims a quote unquote viewer wanted to know why was she so upset and crying in tears about leaving her baby when you don't even raise your kids. They don't even really know who you are. That you come on the Zoom, they're like, Harpo, who that woman? Let's keep it real. And how we know is because her own daughter, Riley, said to her, why do you want to have another baby? You're not going to raise it anyway. I'm not going to be, listen, stop having babies because you're never here. Agreed. So I was glad that Andy called her out, but she did snap back and told him to watch it, Listen, it is what it is. Amir, what were your thoughts on that whole scene and scenario?
So that must have been one of the moments where I had zoned out because I do not remember that. I kept waiting for that part and I didn't see it. So I must have zoned out. So I got to rewatch to see that part. But I mean, listen, I stole that trick from Andy from my podcast. I'll ask questions that are inappropriate and be like, so-and-so DM me. Nobody did. So it's nobody asked. Like when I had Jill on, I asked her so many questions where nobody had asked. So she fell for all of it. Anyways, but yeah, no, I mean, listen, Kandi does, let's be honest, the minute she thinks she has to be around the family and be stuck at home, she's like, let's open a new restaurant with a wackadoo concept. I mean, it's constant. She's constantly opening businesses because she just doesn't want to be at home. So that I agree.
I would take Kandi as a mom. Listen, my Louis Vuitton collection would be, Gucci. I would be guilting her into gifts. So many gifts. Mm-hmm. Like Riley does. Riley got a whole Porsche SUV out of guilting her mother because she's never there.
Yes, she did. And she got the back child support too. Damn, she guilted her into that too. Said, get me my money now.
Love it. I like Kandi. I just don't understand why she didn't go harder at Kenya with her response. I didn't get that at all.
I think she was stunned. She wasn't expecting it from Kenya. She was stunned. Yeah. Kenya always kisses her ass. She was stunned. They have a pact. You know, the two of them are in alliance. The three of them are in Cynthia. So she was kind of shocked, like, huh? Where did that come from?
You just like came for her. And listen, I think it's another reason it's hard to watch a show is because we're seeing all the clips of, you know, the All-Star Housewives. And I'm like, I want to watch that show already, right? Like, I'm just like, I can't get invested in this because I'm like, I want to see Kenya and Cynthia. I want to see Kenya come for Ramona. Like, I want this. That's what I want, right? So it's hard to get into this drama. I mean, listen, Kenya had did you guys see the rhinestones on the neck from the dress? They continued the rhinestones. She did not come to play. You put rhinestones on your neck with the hot glue, you're going to take some people down. Like,
listen, I was just glad that she kind of, you know, brought a refreshing and raw element. It seems more sincere because listen, Kenya was not the only person thinking that. You know, a lot of the viewers themselves were like, Kandi, you're full of shit. You're never with your own kids. What are all these tears and the ugly crying? I just don't want to see the ugly crying.
It's
act a fool, pretend, act like you know, you wanted your baby, but not the ugly crying, that upside down frown. Oh, I got to change the channel. It's too much for me. It's just too much. Richie, like I said, I think she was just afraid and wasn't not afraid, but just caught off guard. Like, what? Why are you asking me that? Like, she didn't know what to say because it was the truth. Like, you're full of it. You're full of it. You know, Kenya said she was tired of taking on their mom guilt. Enough's enough. I'm standing up for myself. And Portia had to remind Kenya that she is sitting right next to Andy. Did you hear that part?
I heard that.
They're aware, okay, of their product placing and know their value. So pipe down, girl.
So closer to Andy, the better, right? You want to be closer to Andy. Like,
that's significant.
I see the comments about Cynthia, and y'all, I forgot she was there. Like, I was like, Cynthia was there? I thought she was from the Zoom. Was she even there?
Oh, Lord. I love you too, Bishop. Oh my goodness. So Kandi gets a little perturbed, you know, over that viewer question. And again, she's caught off guard because she thinks she's the queen bee. She thinks she's the queen bee. Andy, Kenya, these people aren't supposed to come for her, but it's boring. We got to do something to spice things up. We have to. So Kenya gets questions about why she was able to hire a private jet. We got to go over that again. She claims she made a more economic choice because it was just going to be too expensive to get another Sprinter, a loan for Brooklyn, and that kind of thing. They go over that. Andy Cohen, like I said, he read that question to Kandi about Riley. She's an absentee mother. We all know that. And then Kenya tries to shade Drew about her body issues and told her she had permission to wear Spanx, which Drew retorted with her medical issue. She has a medical issue and you're trying to make fun of it, Kenya. Not nice. And she may require a hysterectomy to fix it. It's like, oh, put a damper on things. Okay. Drew then claims she has over 400 million box office viewers. Kenya says she's rich, but does she have a job? She's rich. You're rich, but you're here. You're looking for a job. Oh, Lord. Don't rich people work? I think they work, don't they? And did Drew really have 400 million box office views? Does she really? Richie, what are your thoughts?
That movie came out in 2006, I think, right?
Yeah. A long time ago.
I was just like, wow, you reached all the way back into the depths of your acting career, okay, to pull that one out. Now, does that equal to $400 million that you making in residuals off of this movie? Because see, I thought that's what the conversation was about, not on views, because nobody get paid off of views. I can't pay the mortgage off of views.
No.
Unless they translate to dollars. So if they translate into dollars for you, then yes. But for some reason, I don't think that's the case.
No.
But on the flip side, okay, Kenya, Drew is just you years later. If you think about it. They both actresses turn reality TV stars. The only difference is Kenya been in this game of reality TV longer, so the check is bigger. But if Drew keep on making trouble the way she been making, Kenya, you might have some competition come 2024. Okay.
Richie always breaks it all the way down. Now, I don't like checking my DM while I'm live, but thank you. That was a good DM. Let me tell you, the Lord just keeps, child. Okay, we're going to get into some things about Kenya Moore and LaToya, some tea that I spilled on this channel, but we're going to get into that on another live. All right, Amir, your thoughts on Drew's, ancient IMDb account or whatever the hell she reached back into to pull up out of the crypt grave.
That right. I think that said it all. Y'all, I promise you I watched this, but again, this is a scene that I must have zoned out on. Unless I might have watched part 1 and thought it was part 2. I'm like, I missed everything. But I saw that on Twitter because I saw her go back and forth about it. Was it Step Up? Is that the movie?
Oh Lord, yeah. Like
she's barely in that, girl. Like,
how do you take credit? She's
Jenna
like the injured member on the team with a ring, but you ain't do nothing. Girl, stop.
She's on the bench. She's pretty. I mean, listen, she has a great voice. She did a singing scene with Mario or whatever. I remember that movie. I love that movie. But unfortunately, a lot of those actors, this is how Hollywood works. When you're new, you don't get residuals. You don't get a portion of the ticket sales. You're not Tom Cruise. People think that if your movie makes $1 billion, you're a billionaire. No, you get your salary and that's it, because everyone in that movie was a nobody. Jenna Dewan, like, what's his name? The white guy that was in Magic Mike. Can't remember his name. But anyway, they all were nobodies. Like, when that movie came out.
So funny, Amir.
So was Drew. Like, Drew was a nobody too. I mean, she was not playing herself on the game. Come on.
She was on the bench. Come on now. How are you taking credit for being? Well, they do. If you get a ring, you get a ring. The whole team got a ring. So in that aspect, I guess. Okay.
Right. Oh, Channing Tatum. That's it. I was like, what is his name? My God, it's going to make me crazy. Anyways.
Comment in the chat. Did you even see that movie she's referring to? Did you see it, Richie? That would be a no.
No, I love that movie.
It was 2006. I don't know what I did that year. You know what I mean? Like,
we went through a pandemic. Like, who knows what we did last year? Like, let alone
2006. Okay. Was the internet even invented back then?
We had MySpace, girl. I think we were on MySpace.
AOL accounts and everything. It's like, huh? Okay, girl. Anyway, so Cynthia is now in the hot seat over her COVID super spreader wedding. And she's ready and has, rehearsed her speech to defend herself. Andy, like we all know, production didn't film it. She filmed it. She had a crew there that filmed it, and she gave that footage to production to put on the show, but Bravo themselves didn't film it. So it was a point of contention. But what was more interesting to me was finding out that Mike Hill's daughter, one of his daughters, didn't attend. And the way Cynthia responded, she goes, yeah, Ashley and the other one, whatever the daughter's name was supposed to walk Mike down the aisle, and she decided not to. That was really a nice roundabout way of saying she didn't attend. Did you realize? You see how she skipped around that? So Andy was like, oh, so she didn't come. She's like, yeah, she decided not to come. What were your thoughts on that? And what is the beef? Clearly it's you, Cynthia. It's you. It's not their daddy. It's you.
I thought that was interesting. To me, and I picked up on that too. I was like, now this is what I want to hear more about. I don't want to hear about these wigs. Right. I don't want to hear about the pastor lot, the prophet lot. I don't want to hear none about that. Tell me why this girl was not at the wedding. What was the reason? What was the reason?
What was the reason? Cardi B voice. What was the reason?
Yeah, Ashley, hit me up. We want to know. The people want to know. Why weren't you at the wedding? We know it was Cynthia, but let us know why. Cynthia's just too damn ridiculous, though. You too grown to be wanting a princess fairy tale wedding at this age. You're over 50. You've been married before. It's a pandemic. Okay, all that stuff aside from all that other stuff, it's a pandemic. And even your job didn't co-sign it, but she was willing to risk it all. And to her knowledge, y'all, no one got sick. That probably means a few people got sick.
Of course they did. And they're not going to call the bride and say, I got sick.
Sick at your wedding. Yeah.
Come on. Like, no one's going to do that. Even if they did get sick, they're not. And also, it's also hard to kind of blame one thing because it's like if you go on a plane and you travel and you see other people, like, it's hard to say, I got it from her wedding. Like, so it's like, it's hard to prove. And also with Cynthia, when she wore those earrings that said chill 2020, I was like, this bitch is going to have the wedding and she's going to be tone deaf. And I just don't think we can't get mad at Kelly Dodd and then not get mad at Cynthia. Like, I don't think that's fair. Kelly Dodd sucks.
Oh no, she sucks too.
But at least Kelly Dodd had 30 people at her wedding. She didn't have 250.
Whether it's 30 or 250, it's still not safe at the height of a pandemic. And whether you isolate the reason why you got it was on the plane or at the airport, you still were en route for this stupid wedding. So it all to me leads to the wedding, contact tracing. If they go back, it's all because of this damn wedding at the end. At the end, it all equals the wedding. And it was just stupid. It was just selfish. It was dumb. It was childish. Andy Cohen apparently thought that as well. Richie, what are your thoughts?
I'm telling y'all, I noticed feeling. Cynthia got on that wedding train and it had pulled out the station and she said, I'm not getting off.
Right.
I'm not getting off this thing. And I will tell you that once you get into that planning stage and you have your mind set on it, I think that's just where she was, and she refused to look around, see anything else, hear anything else. This is gonna happen. And I feel like now that I've been through that process, I understand what happens, because once the train takes off, I mean, it does take a lot to stop it. But for myself, we had to stop it. Painful as it was, we had to stop it. So I get it to a certain degree, but on the other side of it, I know I had to make a different decision.
Interesting.
So you're also smarter than Cynthia too. You're smarter.
Way
and
smarter.
I try not to judge, because I think her mind and her heart got in the way of her senses. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. She lost her ability to rationalize the situation.
Yeah. I think it had
in too far deep.
Not the first time that's happened. Remember the sunglasses? Like, yeah. It's
And the handbags. Oh, goodness gracious. This is so funny by Santavia. Hey, Santavia. She says Kelly Dodd probably doesn't have more than 30 friends.
Well said. Absolutely. By the way, I was not defending Kelly Dodd, but we had a huge battle on Instagram. I do not like her. I am not with her.
She's trash.
I do not claim her. She might live in Orange County, but I do not claim her. So yeah, no, she's awful. But what I think with Cynthia, honestly, like Richie said, she couldn't get off the wedding train. I think on some level in her, like, bless her heart, honestly, bless her heart, that she thought that Bravo was going to give her a wedding special. Like, I think on some level she thought they're going to give her like they did Kandi. And I'm like, bless your heart, honey. They're not doing that.
I also think she did it to save her job, because she knew she had nothing else. And it was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and do this and let me film it myself. And hopefully they'll use some footage, because what else were they going to show if she didn't film it and give them that footage? She had nothing else.
Exactly. That's why she got All-Stars, Monica. Like, I don't think she would have gotten All-Stars had she not done that. Like, who's even would have been talking about her at all?
And you know that Atlanta never really shut down well, they did, I think, but then they kind of reopened in a way that a lot of places weren't reopened. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. So I sometimes think that when you live in a space that doesn't really close, like a Miami or an Atlanta or something like that, I think you don't have the same sense of what is happening in other places.
Yes.
And so certain things become acceptable because that's what you see.
Well, you're so right, Richie. You're so right.
That's how Orange County was, y'all. Like, when I would go to LA, I'd be like, wow, like these streets are deserted. Because in Orange County, this Mexican restaurant was open. 100 people got COVID. They continued to stay open. Like, everything was open. Like, it was closed for about a month, and then everything was open. So I think we were one of the first places to do outdoor dining. Like, so for me, like living here, I'd be like, are these statistics right? Like, I was like, oh my God, am I getting like Trumpified? Because you start looking around and you're like, oh my God, everyone's out. It must be fine. And then I go to LA or I hear from New York and I'm like, what the hell?
Right. What's going on? Right. Especially Orange County, right?
Oh, yeah.
Newport Beach, that area.
Open.
They would just walk
Open.
rich and the rich areas anyway. They were walking around like we can't be affected by this. This is not, it's a poor black man's disease. It's not us, So it's a psychological thing. Just you're right, Richie, to an extent. Yeah. And then when Atlanta did open back up again, boy, did it open up and fast. And that was in the height of the pandemic. So listen. I really don't know about that place. House of Princess, thank you so much for the super chat. She says NBC Universal knew that setup conversation was coming up, so they played it all weekend on E. Which conversation was that? Which one?
Are they talking about which conversation?
Yeah. Tell us specifically which conversation. Okay, so moving on. And then Cynthia and the nicknames. Was that you, Amir, that said you're tired of her and the nicknames? So now,
oh my God, Chili
Willy,
Dilly Dill Chill Willy Dill Dill. It's like I don't care anymore. Like just stop.
Lake Bailey on the hill.
It's so cringe. Like they're that couple that starts dating and they're talking about like how cute they are at night and oh my God, we wear little fuzzy socks and we wear PJ. Nobody cares about your love. Let me say it for the louder for the cheap seats. Nobody cares about your love, Cynthia. Jesus Christ. It's too much.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a bit much. It really is. But God bless her. Look, love is a beautiful thing. And if you can find it, especially at middle age, when you're senior citizen entering the territory, if you can find love, God bless you. Go ahead and enjoy it.
I'm happy for you, but don't but don't be like, I feel like even Mike's like, can you stop? Like, I think on some level, Mike understands that when you put so much attention on something, especially when you've been divorced, it puts everyone's eyes on it to be like, what's wrong with this relationship, right? It's like when you tell someone, this is the best movie I've ever seen. When they watch it, they're like, I didn't like scene number 45. Because people are trying to hate it. Like, so just even like, okay, Richie, you're very happy. But when you're too like ingratiating about stuff, especially online, I think we understand people like have evil eyes. People have like, they like start to look, oh, I saw Mike out and he's start talking to a girl. Like people are like looking to break shit up. Like, so the less you talk about it, the less likely you'll get some of that weird messages,
True. You're so funny, Amir.
Well, what do I know?
You're so funny, but it's true. By Oyo, thank you so much for the super chat. Is the daughter that didn't attend the wedding the one in the dinner episode when she heard her dad talk about loving Cynthia more than her own mom?
Cringe.
That was cringe. It possibly could be, right? Do you know, Richie?
I don't know. I was trying to actually figure that out as well.
I think it probably was. That was not cool. Like, I love House of the Princess. She's so cute.
She's talking about Drew's movie, Step Up. The movie was playing on E.
Step Up. Oh,
it's
that
all
was
coordinated. It's all coordinated effort.
Smart.
That makes
Smart.
sense. That makes
sense.
They
knew that people can't dig in back to 2006. Even Facebook only gives you 5-year time hops. Nobody needs to go back that far. Like, it's just too much. I don't know. I just feel like with Drew, again, it's trying too hard. I don't like LaToya, but like when I think of this season, all I remember is that dance she does and then she cusses them out. So that's all I can remember from the entire season. So, and she does that hair. So she's like, you're a nothing bitch. And she's just like, and so that's all I remember. So obviously, like, even though I don't like her, she's made an impact. When she showed up, I was like, shit's gonna get real. Like, we're gonna finally start getting there. And even Kenya was like, I don't claim her. I don't know who she is. Like,
right? Hey, Uncle Charles, how are you? Oh, I love me some Uncle Charles. Okay. All right. So they show a little package of Kandi and Todd being rapists when Portia and Phaedra had that situation with her at that reunion. But they're now following each other again, and they seemingly made up, I guess, for now anyway. Marlo thinks that Kandi has dirt on Portia, and that is why they're thick as thieves now. I don't believe that. Well, you want to talk about that? I, in my opinion, they showed that package because Phaedra may be coming back. So it's like, okay, that's done and buried. Put it in the past, because they've never brought it up before, really, kind of, till now, the reunion anyway. What are your thoughts, Richie?
Well, I don't like that yes, it happened. I don't like that they keep bringing it up, because I feel like they know it's a trigger for Kandi, right?
Yeah.
Right,
And
right.
this is one relationship that
I
I
love
feel
it.
like I would prefer them to just be friends at this point, because we have all seen them battle it out for the past couple of years. Over it. So let it go, move on to something else. I feel like the only thing that we needed to see was their friendship the way it is now, because it's still kind of tricky, right? Any little thing can set Kandi back. The rest of the ladies know that, which is why Marlo continuously brings it up. Bottom line. And so I feel like by even them showing that clip, they know it's going to affect her.
Right. I'm just glad they're triggering Kandi. It's about time. She deserves it. So now that's all I care about.
I love that. Well said.
So now we're getting down. You tried. You did try. I was just like, yes. First about the parenting,
They're coming for her. And she was just sitting there,
are.
is like, when's craft services? When are we having lunch? Like, she was uninterested.
Craft services.
I was like, girl, like, are you even present? Like, I feel like, when they have like the phone or the receipts behind their back, I thought at some point she was going to take a meatball sub out and just start eating, like, while it's going on. So, I don't know. Didn't happen.
I'm here. Not the meatball sub. Oh my gosh. OMG. Maybe that's why she was so startled by the stuff Kenya said and the viewers questioned, because she was hungry. Again, the food.
It's all about the food. All roads lead back to the food. But you know what's funny about that whole situation is that I love when Portia was like, I don't even know why we were fighting. I'm like, you called them a rapist. That's why you were fighting. You said they drugged you and then she ate your, your kitty cat.
She's over it. She's over. And then Kandi went and did a dungeon tour. So why are we even fighting? It's like, she's over it.
You made money. You monetized the trauma.
Yeah, the pain.
So
you got paid for your pain. Now go sit down and eat your food someplace and be quiet.
Exactly.
Okay?
I heard this the other day, Monica. I thought you'd appreciate this. She took the mess and made it into a message, honey.
There you go. Amen. 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 So now, like I said, they're showing the dungeon footage and, who said what, who ate who kissed who straddled who. And Kandi gives Andy a dungeon named Silver Bullet. I thought that was good. Kandi is using this platform to make a coin, like we said. Andy asks Kenya why she was so sexually open that night and transitioned to chocolate. Portia denies anything happened since she was wearing a costume. Okay, she must have forgot that we saw the subtitles and heard her say, "Who's gonna eat my Toya? Come here, eat my cootie cat." Anyway, Andy thinks their behavior was revolutionary.
But why did they turn
Wendy
off their mic packs, right, Monica? I can't. I'm like, if you're gonna shut the camera, then it should be like, remember on the boat where Roni, they almost died? They turned everything off. So I felt like if you're gonna get your kitty cat eaten by all the cast members, I would be like, take my mic pack, boo. Like, how do they forget to take their mic packs? They're not novices. So I feel like on some level, y'all, they were in on this whole like cover the camera.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it was from the audio was from another camera bleed.
Oh,
not their
like
mic
it
packs.
was a camera that they forgot to
accidentally
to cover up.
Interesting.
And I think
That
it was
makes
from
sense.
that.
Okay, that makes sense. Because there's lower cameras on Summer House. Whenever they hook up, they always forget to cover the lower cameras. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, got it.
That makes sense. Andy thinks it's revolutionary. Wendy Williams thinks it's filthy and disgusting. But that's a whole nother story.
Wendy Williams, y'all, with the whole Jocelyn thing. Here are your flowers. Like she was just crazy.
Here's your flowers, bitch.
I was like,
well, Jocelyn, what does she want flowers for? I mean, for being a ratchet TV star, girl.
On
bye.
Zeus, we have to stop saying that
at
Zeus.
The cameras.
Stop with the Zeus thing. Stop saying that Zeus is so important. I mean, it's Black China's network. Like she's running that shit. It's like good for her, but stop saying Zeus. I'm number rated 1 on Zeus. I can't.
Black China and Ray J. Shout out to Ray J. He's just doing the damn thing, making his money, busting,
like Ray J.
knocking down all the holes. Listen, shout out to him. Asada, thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Monica, Tiny ex-friend is back on social media again. I saw, yeah, we're gonna get into that tonight. Yep, I talked about it earlier. Thank you. All right, so Marlo wants the elephant in the room to be addressed because she needs something to talk about. She's spoken to Portia privately, and she never told her the truth. Marlo wants Portia to take off the crown. And I love how Portia said to her, I'm not wearing one, but I'm glad you recognize it. Touche. Ooh, go ahead, girl. I like that. That was a good moment.
That was good.
What were your thoughts? Marlo keeps saying Shamila instead of Shamia. And
Why would you calling her that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something
I did. I don't know. I thought maybe it could have been some sort of shade.
Shamil?
I think it's because she has a speech impediment.
Oh, that's right. And then
and I'm not being shady when I say that.
No. Shamia mentioned it too. Did you hear that hot mic moment when she said something about the speech impediment? She did make fun of her.
Actually said it last night on Watch What Happens Live.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I like Marlo, even though she can be a little rough around the edges. I think Shamia's going at her a little too hard. Like, just stay on your knee side. Don't mess with the aunties. Like, she's taking care of these like nephews of hers. She's doing the best she can. She's not being as creepy with the old men. I mean, just let her go. And I just think with Marlo, what she confused me was when she was like, what is this theme? Who made this theme? Like, I didn't understand what she was talking about. She's like, this is because Kandi wanted it. I was confused. Doesn't Andy pick the theme?
She brought Portia back up. She blamed it all on Portia. We're here in this theme because of what Portia did. She just keeps picking away at Portia as if Portia needs to be her friend. It's just weird. It's all weird. No one needs to be your friend. No one has to be your friend. I don't know. Marlo is under this impression where she's owed all these respect and friendship from people. She wants her flowers too, like Jocelyn. Richie, what are your thoughts? It's weird. It's weird. It's just weird. I mean, that's the only way to describe it. It's weird.
It's very weird. And I personally love Marlo. I like her for this show. I feel like give her a peach already. But here's my thought. I don't understand why she feels like Portia needs to share with her who she has slept with in any way, shape, or form. You know, Marlo would have us believe that, because we painted fingernails together. We went shopping together. I've played with PJ. Yeah. You owe me the truth about whether or not you slept with Bolo. Why would she tell you anything knowing now what you're doing to her? Like, nobody on this show really should trust Marlo. No. And now I hate to say it especially after I said, give her a peach. But the truth is the truth. Why would we trust you at this point? You flipped from Nene to Kenya. You flipped from Kenya back to Nene. Then at the end of the day, you flip from Portia to Kenya. It's kind of like she just keeps flipping to the powerhouse on the show. And it's like, I don't understand that. Stand on your own.
She can't stand. And the same thing she did with Nene when Nene didn't want nothing to do with her at Kandi's competition. Remember she had that field competition thing a few seasons ago, went off on Nene because Nene didn't want to be her friend. You're trapped because, I guess because she was cozying up to Nene's enemy, Kenya. But she went off on her. She goes, you're this and you're that. No one has to be your friend, Marlo. And if you ask me, she's going down the list. But I hung out. I had a play date with PJ. We had lunch. I was at your home. And with a question mark at the end. And are you doing those things just so you could say that we are kind of cool? Yeah, I mean,
she is.
Girl, bye. I don't like people who takes like, notes. Well, I did tally. I did this and I did. It's not genuine. It's not.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'm not into that. And also like
so desperate.
It's too desperate. And it's also like, you know what it is, Monica? It's also like you said, keeping a tally and doing things to then like turn around and kind of use it against someone and then be like, well, we're friends. I'm allowed to say that. I'm allowed to come for you. First of all, if Portia to open her legs for Bolo, I think that D is a lot better than things that have come in and out of the Holland Tunnel. That is Miss Marlo's cuckoo. Okay. So so I think that one Bolo coming in and out is not that bad as the men that have come and gone and have put up, some embankment tents in there. So Thank you, Marlo.
Oh, goodness
Oh, yeah,
gracious.
I came for her today.
You did. You sure did. You sure did. Black Royalty, I want to thank you for that super chat. You're right. Kathy Griffin said that his team always generated those viewer questions. Yes. I mean, don't y'all realize that? Even on Watch What Happens Live, like I've known that for a long, all those questions they ask on there, most of them are fake. They throw in a few real ones so people can be like, yay, he asked my questions. But the real hard-hitting ones, the real messy ones, that comes from his team. Lindsay Bree, thank you so much for the super chat. Nene and Phaedra would definitely bring the ratings up. I would rewatch it again. Okay. Marcella, my love, thank you again. T Ness, thank you. I'm going to add to be Black Native before we head on out of here. Hello, my darling. How are you? You look beautiful.
You on mute, my love.
You're on mute. You're on mute. You muted yourself. We can't hear you.
Oh, she's so cute.
There
Okay.
you
Yes.
go. Hello.
Y'all
How
hear
are
me
you?
now?
Yes, we can.
Am I too loud?
A little bit, but it's okay.
Okay.
You're fine. You're fine.
Hi, Richie. My grandson in my head. Hi, Amir.
Sweetness.
Okay.
How you doing?
Your voice is so pretty. I can tell you're pretty by your voice.
I am. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll take it. I'm just playing with you. Thank you. How you doing
That's that
today,
New
my love?
Orleans humor. I grew up in New Orleans. So I know that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. How are you?
I'm good. I enjoy Richie told me about your show, and that's how I found out about it. And I'm in love with Richie, but don't tell my husband, okay?
He's married. He's married now too.
Oh,
so
yeah,
listen.
he's married now. For God,
Yes,
congratulations!
Yes, he's a
Richie.
married man.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So, you know what? I don't really. I'm 60 plus, so I don't really want to hear about people eating each other's stuff. But I still want. I like Drew because I remember her from the game. And also, she was in Crazy Cool with the VH1 movie, Crazy Sexy Cool. I liked her in that. And she's been in a lot of movies I've seen because, I watch the Black movies. So I wanted to stay on the show, but I wanted to be real and stop being a fake Christian. That's the only thing. And
Yes.
Kenya was beautiful to me. Kenya looked the best on the reunion show. And Portia's second. And then everybody else kind of falls in line, and Drew was bad, and everybody else is bad. But as far as them wanting to know what Portia did, I like the fact that Portia got involved with the Black Lives Matter movement, and I think it makes it look bad when they keep talking about what she did with Bolo and all that. I want them to leave that alone and stop talking about it.
Yeah.
And, that's pretty much, that's pretty much what I had to say.
I agree with you on a lot of that. We
Y'all
love
my
you too. I love you too. I love your whole
love you too.
persona. I like how you got, dressed up a little bit to come on here. I love it.
Yeah, I said, wait a minute, because they got like
She went and fixed the bonnet and everything. She was sitting down and got up and came back with the tied up bonnet and I just love it.
Yes, honey.
Yes.
Thank you for calling in.
It's a moisture cap.
Oh, okay.
Because I washed my hair yesterday and I don't want it to dry out. I live in Arizona now. So it gets really dry. Well, it was dry in Colorado too, but it's drier in Arizona and it gets hotter. So I keep my moisture cap.
Well, it's very stylish. Thank you for calling in, my love. I'll see you in the chat. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you tonight. We're going to be getting into some stuff tonight. Victoria Fernandez, thank you so much for the super chat. Marlo wants to be in everyone's business, not to share her own. Yes, of course. We're going to wrap things up. Richie, where can the people find you?
Everywhere at DJ Richie Sky. You guys can also text me 202-918-3386 to get a notification every time a video drops.
I love that. Amir, my love, TikTok sensation, TV host, publicist, all around just amazing human being. Where can the people find you?
What an exit. Thank you. I'm so...
I couldn't do an intro.
I'm flummoxed. You're so sweet. Thank you. I was like, oh, Richie, I want to text you. And then I was like, I have your cell number. I can just text you. am I saying? Anyways, that was a momentary lapse for me. You can follow me on Instagram, Amir Yas Official, and TikTok. And then my podcast is The Take On. I'm also on Clubhouse. I'm addicted. So I ran a room for 13 hours on white privilege. So that was fun to see all those white ladies, all them Karens put in their place. That was fun. That was really, really fun.
Amir is so funny when it comes to that topic. He's on it, okay? Go follow him on Instagram and TikTok. He'll keep you in stitches. He's so woke, way more woke than I am. It's like, damn, dude.
I try. I really try. I definitely make some fumbles, but no, I really do my best. But you know, the guy that started, James, who started Public Enemy, the band, he showed up and he was like with such a booming voice, and he kind of took over, and he was moving people and telling people what to do and say, and all these, I don't know, all these problematic white people. I felt so good about it. So anyway, that's
Amir is something else. White people, we love you too. Shout out to the good white people.
Oh, there are good white people, but I'm talking about the ones that were saying that black privilege. Oh, yeah,
the racist ones. Yeah,
the ones
that
say
white
dumb
people.
things like that. Yeah. It's all
the racist
good.
white people.
I
we
love
don't
white
have any
people.
room for
Don't DM me, please. I've gotten the DMs. I love white people. I just don't like the ones that are like, you know, storming the Capitol. That's a whole different type of white.
That's a whole different ball game. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ruthie Romero, thank you so much for the super chat. Not Amir calling Marlo the Holland Tunnel. Yes, child.
Sorry, I haven't eaten. And this is not me trying to be like Kandi. I have not eaten, y'all. It's because I haven't eaten.
He hangry.
I'm hangry. I'm waiting for my Postmates. Yeah, Kandi, can you call them and have them deliver it early? Because you know how you get. I'm the same.
Listen, Deborah Dozier, thank you so much for the super chat. I'll see you, Monica, and the teacups tonight. Absolutely. You want to tune in. Okay, Teacup fam, please like and share this video and subscribe to All About the Tea if you're not already subscribed. I want to thank you for tuning in this afternoon. We love each and every one of you. Mods, as usual, thank you for holding down the chat. And everyone that sent in a super chat or a cash app, I want to thank you so very much for helping me keep the lights on. I want you all to stay safe and be blessed. I'll see you back here this evening, 9:30 Eastern. We are spilling some explosive tea because you know we got the end. I spoke to Shakana, like I said, and everything I told you guys a week ago, she is now confirming. We're going to get into it. All right. Bye, everyone. And panel, thank y'all so much. I love you, Richie. I love you, Amir.
We love you.
Love y'all.
Thank
Bye,
you, sweetheart.
Everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.